Save the pig! What the heck? A pig with a party hat. Hello, Mr. Piggy. The secret piggy. Save the pig, the game. The whole game you're trying to save the pig's life. Help!
For all the people spamming FF7 in the chat, you can shut up right now, because we've already discussed this. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth did absolutely poorly here on DSP Gaming. Alright? I played about 20 hours. And it did not do well at all. People were not showing up for the streams. They were not engaging. They were falling asleep and talking about unrelated things and actually saying it was boring when they watched me play it. The support was ridiculously low for a brand new RPG playthrough. And at that point, I said, oh, maybe it's because of RPG overload. But if you want to know the truth, I don't think so. I don't think that was the case at all. I think it's just people aren't digging the game as much. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying I'm never going to go back to Final Fantasy VII, but if I'm not going back to RPG overload. I refuse. If I'm going to choose between two RPGs, I'd rather play Dragon's Dogma 2 than Final Fantasy VII Rebirth right now. But I might go back to Final Fantasy VII in the future. Maybe when we get through Dragon's Dogma, we're looking for another RPG, we can go back to it. But I'm not playing two major RPGs at once. I'm not an idiot. We literally just did that for 4 months. I'm not a moron, and I don't care how many people spam the chat and whine like babies about it. I'm not killing my business further, because in reality, as much as I enjoy RPGs, they kill this business. Literally, Baldur's Gate 3 hurt this channel badly for the last 2 months. I want you to understand that. That was a sacrifice to get through an insane game like that, and I'm not playing long games like that ever again. I can't. They don't fit my formula, alright? Even if they came out with Baldur's Gate 4 tomorrow, I would not be playing it. I cannot play these kind of games anymore. They don't work, okay?
Oh my god, he's drinking wheelchair donations.
For as much as people came by the streams and supported them, the channel itself has dipped so badly. I'm not kidding you when I'm telling you I am down thousands of dollars a month. Compared to before I started Baldur's Gate 3, this channel has dipped in views and support by thousands of dollars a month.
It's gross. It's for this. It's not because they love what they're doing. It's not because for the love of the game or because they're true gamers. It's for this. And this is what it's become. It's not about putting out a quality review. It's not about putting out a quality playthrough or quality stream. It's about making this.
So you may think, oh, but the streams do well, and the streams are great. But that's not a business. That's half of the business. One side has done good, and the other side has completely faltered because of Baldur's Gate 3. Literally, that's the cause and effect reason it's happened. Okay? So, I can't do that shit anymore. I can't. I'm not going to be doing this kind of insane stuff anymore, killing this channel. Alright?
Banned, 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 banned. Gone. Forever.
Okay. So. No, I'm not playing Final Fantasy VII Rebirth now. I already said I'm not. It didn't do well when I was actively playing it, and I'm going to be playing Dragon's Dogma 2, so it's that or one or the other, and I've chosen Dragon's Dogma 2 over Final Fantasy VII. I'm just more interested in it. Okay? It's that simple. Fair enough? Alright, Cream Sardine, would you like me to ban you now or later? Because I just said I don't want anyone bitching about this, and you're bitching, and I've had enough. I've had enough. I'm not going to have anyone bitching about Final Fantasy VII. At all. Zero. Every complaint I get about it, I'm going to say, shut up, because I'm not killing my business over this. And if you say it another time, I'm going to ban you. Because I've just had enough of this entitlement. Oh, I just want what I want, nothing else, and I'm going to sit here and whine and complain. But I just told you the rationale of why we're not doing it. Respect that. No, I want it anyway. Shut the fuck up now. Now I'm telling you, shut the fuck up. I literally just had my channel dying for 4 fucking months. I'm not doing it again because you're going to be entitled about it. Alright? I understand if you like Final Fantasy VII. Personally, I was liking the game too. I was disappointed with the reception it got on my streams. It was way low viewership, way low engagement, way low support, and I was like, wow. I was shocked. I thought it was going to do way better than it did, and to the point where I was like, well, if anything goes onto a hold status, it has to be this game, because it's just not doing well, you know? So, I don't want to hear the whining.
Why is my rune toxic?
I'm the one trying to have a business here, you know, doing variety content. This is not DSP RPG. And I'm not playing RPGs nonstop all year. I'm just not doing it. I can't do it. I will go out of fucking business. You understand me? I will. I will go out of business. Not every RPG I play is going to have people coming by like what happened with Baldur's Gate 3 and supporting every stream in a huge way. In fact, if you didn't notice, with Final Fantasy, it was actually really bad. So stop with the entitlement. Because that's not how this fucking channel can work. I wish it could. If I had my way, we would play way more RPGs. I want to make this abundantly clear. I love RPGs. I grew up playing them in the 90s. But that's not what keeps a business afloat. People want balance, okay?
I told you guys I'd be happy just to stream without having any contributions.
And they need to have variety. I'm not going to be listening to a vocal minority of people who are going to sit here and whine and then basically get my chat just caught up in crap. I'm just not going to listen to it anymore. I'm going to do what's right, which means balance, which is always what's worked for this channel. And then when I stopped listening to that and I played a bunch of RPGs, it failed. I knew this was going to happen. I called it RPG overload in January. Everyone's like, not a big deal. And then what happens? I'm not kidding. My views are way down, and the profit on this channel is way down. Just because people come back every day and will, tip on a Baldur's Gate 3 stream, that's great. But what about everything else? What about ongoing memberships? What about people who would super chat when there was a great game that they enjoyed? All those people are gone. You understand? They literally left because they're like, dude, you're playing the same fucking RPGs every day for 4 months. We're tired of it. They want variety. There's people clamoring for new games to come into this situation or to have something like Elden Ring come back. They're tired of the same shit. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my god, he's drinking piss. So we went to this discount place that resells unsold clothing from, top name stores at a huge discounted price. I got 5 new shirts for the summer. All right, short sleeve shirts. Some are similar to like the Hawaiian style shirts that I already had, but a lot are not. A lot are just different designs that are kind of nice and different. Think shirts like this, but short sleeve instead, that I can wear during the spring or summer. So I got 5 of them, and each one was $12 or less. Okay, so pretty good. Wow.
You guys may have heard about this, maybe you didn't, but there's a new game coming out called Marvel Rivals. Now, I don't believe it has a full release date yet, but they are saying that there's going to be a closed alpha starting in May. This is a game that's for PC only. All right? PC only. So that's already limiting it. It's going to be free to play. It's going to be a 6v6 team-based action game, third-person perspective, and it's all Marvel characters, including characters from X-Men, Spider-Man, the Avengers, all fighting against each other with their superpowers. So, team-based combat, and already people are saying it's Marvel's Overwatch. Well, it is, except it's not first-person like Overwatch, it's third-person. And not to say that that's a big change or anything. So, it's funny, because at first when it was announced, people were like, oh, that could be interesting. But already some cracks are starting to form around the game. First of all, it's made by a company called NetEase. Anyone know the company NetEase? Do you know what they are? They're a mobile games company. Up until this point, they've literally only pumped out mobile video games. So, if you play mobile games, maybe you're aware of them, but this would be their first major outing into a full-fledged game rather than a mobile model. But being that the game is free to play, you know what that means? This game is going to be rife with microtransactions. And how many times have we seen a game like this come out, and all of a sudden, you got people spending insane amounts of money on it?
That's like me, right? That's like me.
To get ahead, or, I want the new character, drop money on the loot box, drop money on this or that, right? Like, we don't know how the monetization model is going to work. Obviously, free-to-play means there's definitely huge monetization in it somewhere, but the question is how. If it's pay to win, then what's the point of even playing the game, right?
Oh my god, he's drinking sperm?
Now, I'm interested because it's PC, and I have a mini PC I don't use. Would I be able to play this game on the mini PC? I don't know. I can't answer that. Maybe. If I can, that'd be cool. I think I'd like to check it out, but I don't know the requirements if it would be able to run on that thing or not.
Gacha games. I love spending my entire life's fortune on gacha games. Every day, I'm clicking, I'm pulling, I can't wait for the big win, and there goes my life savings, and there goes my livelihood.
Continuing on. BB Phil has done a super chat. Thank you, BB Phil. I saw Alex Vi mentioned you in a recent interview. Oh, great. I'm sure it's in a positive manner. He said people begged him to try and stop your Evo run. I never heard that one before. You must have absolutely been a dangerous player if they had to beg Alex Vi to try and stop you. Again, that's the first time I've literally ever heard that statement. I never really talked with Via that much because we were different. I was always East Coast, he was West Coast. So we were known as rivals just because of that. It was really stupid the way that was back then. But anyway, yeah, I mean, and the funny part is, he did beat me in 2006, but then I beat him.
Everyone typing X in the stream chat, you can go fuck yourself. Because I know that when you say that, you're basically saying that you don't believe me.
In 2007, we were 1-1. We never actually finished our competitive set of Super Turbo, nor have we ever faced each other in a real tournament on the original arcade hardware. It's always been like different console ports and shit that we've played. So we've never actually had a real showdown on the real game. And again, he'd probably whoop my ass because I don't play it anymore. So there you go.
Then I received an incredibly generous contribution, a $100 tip for Jinx. Is it a whale? It is a whale, because it has those whale-like teeth that filter things. It looks like cones. He's got a big old eyeball.
Well, I said it at the beginning of this playthrough, and I'll say it now, and all the fucking garbage people of the world can laugh and make memes. This game, 100%, was parallel with my life. With the amount of people who just sit there online saying awful things about me, trying to ruin my life, trying to ruin everything that I do, right? For what? For what, really? Right? All the shit that's made up. The whole Tatara channel with him and for me. You know what I mean? And here we are at the end, and I kind of felt that's what the ending was going to be, infinite wealth, because they don't get rich during the game. But what it is, they build these friendships, they care about each other, and at the end of the day, they feel like they're the richest people in Japan because of what they have. Well, no one else understands that, right? The same thing with me. I'm never going to be filthy rich, but I've got a great life that I have with my family. I've got an awesome stream that I get to do with you guys every single day, and I'm happy. You know what I mean? I mean, things aren't perfect, but I'm happy. And that's what a lot of people on the internet who just want to make fun of me all day will never understand. It doesn't matter what they say or do. Look at this. Look at the screen right now. Look at the subtitle. Like, this song is like word for word applies to me. I'm just happy with what I have. That's where my true wealth comes from. Not from money, not from internet popularity or fame, but from having things in my life that I love and appreciate and knowing that there's people who love and appreciate me. That's where true wealth comes from in life, right? It's not about being at the top. It's not about doing the things that make you internet famous, popular, or wealthy. It's not about 10 years of failure. No, I'm way more wealthy right now in my life than I ever was in the last decade. You understand? But that's what people like them will never understand. They don't get it because they're losers.
And people just kept falling for it over and over, a cult situation.
They just sit there and they arbitrarily judge their own lives based off of wealth and internet fame and popularity. And they look at someone like me and they say someone who's just been made fun of so much that they think, wow, that guy's just, he's a loser, he's a lolcow. No, don't you understand? If you have to get popular by bringing other people's down, you're scum. I'm better than you, and there's nothing you can ever do about it. I'm never gonna go away. I will always be around while people like that fail and falter and have these giant fucking controversies and things. I'm still gonna be here, because I'm not all about that. I'm different. So go ahead and say what you want. I am wealthy. I'm rich. Just not in the way that you like to admit, because you can't fact in your head, your small-brained heads. You can never understand that there are people on this planet that think there's things more important than money or fame. It's just not what I ever wanted to be. When I started on YouTube 16 years ago, not for a moment did I think I'm going to make a piece of content that's going to make me money or it's going to get me famous. Not once. And never since have I had that thought. Ever. I'm just happy to be me on the internet, and the fact that people care about me is amazing, and the fact that I have a loving family that supports me is fucking unbelievable. It is. I'm the happiest man, man. I couldn't be, the only way I could be happier is if I could provide more for my family and have more time with them. That's about it. I don't care about anything else, you know? So, hilarious to me that so many people, you know, on this, in the internet, right now, they're working on it. Let's work on ways to make fun of Phil. Let's work on things that will expose his faults over the years. Let's work on this and that. It's all a waste of time. It's all fruitless. It's all trash endeavors that don't mean anything. I will always be happy while those people will be fucking miserable because they have to make others look bad to get ahead. They have nothing positive to offer this world. And I do. And I'm happy for that. Okay? So thank you all for being along on this ride. And what I mean, this game has been a parallel to my life. As much as these losers would like to make fun of me for trying to make that comparison, that is directly a parallel. Kasuga getting made fun of at the beginning of the game, being misrepresented on the internet, something he's totally not, right? And then all along the game, you know, people not understanding that, you know, even though things are going wrong, that he still believes in people, he still has happiness, you know? But no one, people who are miserable don't get that. They'll never understand that. They won't. And at the end of the game, infinitely wealthy, even though he's not, you know, financially rich, he's wealthy because he has people who care about him and find value in him. That's being infinitely wealthy, right? And I have that, and I'm so grateful for that, guys. Thank you for that.
DsP cult leader. I realize that what I say and do matters because people will listen and people will not only follow what I say and believe what I say. I had a cult. Like, I'm brainwashing children. DsP cult leader. All right, guys. Well, we did it. 1 down, 1 to go. All right. So this one's done. And later tonight, 6:45 p.m. Pacific time, I will return to stream, and it is the finale of Baldur's Gate 3. We've already finished the gameplay. We just need to do the epilogue now. And I understand the epilogue's around an hour. And then what I'll do is I will do a formal video giving you my final thoughts about Baldur's Gate 3 after the epilogue ends. So if you want to be here tonight for that, that would be great. Let's bust out our mobile phones and let's get ready to play mobile games. I play a game called WWE Champions, which, of all things, you can believe it, is a WWE game that plays like Candy Crush. It's basically just moving gems around and breaking colored gems, all right? There's still this back here, and it's still in the back of my neck, the back of my head, the back of my mind, and it's always telling me it's WWE Champions time. I love it. I love it. Is a mobile game addict. Phil has indoctrinated children who send him money, blatantly milking for money. It's a money pit. It's gone, just gone like that. In an instant, fucking gone. I just care about money. That I just can't help it. I eBay. Contributions are mandatory, but I need your help. I am appealing directly to you. No decency, no respect, no common sense, no fucking maturity. Is the guy who just doesn't get reality.